So we will, take out the home again chip and take our universal scanner here and make sure that the chip that's inside this syringe that we're going to be placing the microchip with corresponds to the numbers that are already here.
Right, now.
So we want to make sure that these line up and that there's no mistake in
Right,
the
but
ID
because
number.
you're microchipping him doesn't mean he's registered, correct?
That's correct.
So I have to go and register.
This is the start of the process, placing this here, and then one of the technicians who can go through your paperwork with you, explain to you exactly the steps that need to be taken to go ahead and make sure that he's registered. All of your pertinent information is online, so that if, God forbid, he's ever...
Right, I'm registering him with microchip registration ID.
Okay,
All right, they have 3 databases.
okay,
All right, so he's pretty well covered. It's one-time fee.
okay, that's wonderful.
So it's not a yearly
Right.
fee that I have to do with him. It's one time, and he's on all the databases. Have you heard about these ISO chips that 20% can't be read?
I have heard that, yeah. And obviously, that's of great concern, because, if people think that, once they've gone ahead and they've placed a microchip here, that anybody and everybody is capable of reading the chip, it's a problem if up to 20% of them can't be ID'd.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
We did have one dog this year that was purchased from a breeder. The owners did not know that the dog was microchipped already. So let's just scan him.
That's an excellent point.
And we found the microchip when we went to place one because he'd already had one.
Right, no, he doesn't have one.
We just want to make sure.
Great.
Okay. No ID found.
This is a major way shelters, veterinarians, anybody identifies a lost dog is the microchip.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've had really, really wonderful success stories with microchips, both locally and dogs that have been traveling across the country. And people thought enough to, if they found the animal, go ahead and scan this animal,
Right.
find the ID number, and follow up accordingly to try and contact the
So
proper
the chip
proper owner.
we're using with him today is not the European chip that can't be read by 20% of the
No,
breeders.
this is a home again chip, and this is one of the most popular chips that people use. I don't know of anybody that doesn't have a universal scanner, at least in these parts here, that can read this chip readily. We've had great success with this chip. We're really, really pleased with it. And the thing, again, that I really like about this chip that's improved over the years is when they first came out many years ago, when we would place the microchip in the dorsal scapular area right above the shoulders, we assumed that the chip would remain there. And we
They
found
migrate.
out that they can migrate.
Right.
So a lot of times people would be searching for a chip and scanning in the area where they thought the chip should be actually housed, and it had actually migrated under the belly or towards the back end, and they may miss reading the chip. These newer chips have a great non-migratory head on them now, so they tend to stay in place where you put these,
Right.
which is really, really great.
So what I'm going to do with Bubba is, as he's going to insert the microchip, the needle's pretty big, I'm going to distract Bubba and go,
Bubba, you are so good. Look at this. Good boy, Bubba. Good boy. Look at you. What a good puppy. Good, good, good. You are so good.
And that's it.
Done.
That was wonderful.
You are so
Distracting him
good.
beautifully. He was very, very good. He didn't even flinch. I'm just holding a little pressure on the site where we went ahead and placed the microchip because the needle is a little large, and Debbie's just checking to make sure that the scanner's picking it up, and we want to make sure it's not bleeding. And
so my next step is this has to be registered.
absolutely,
If you don't activate it, nobody, even if they read the chip, it's like we have no information.
it's you've gone halfway and never completed the task. You have to go ahead now through the registration process and complete the whole thing so that you're going to get your actual money's worth out of the chip itself.
Best boy.
On to Microchip Registration Center.
What a
the
good
next
boy.
step.
What a good man.
Bob, was this fun?
Not so much. But
You did great, Brian.
all in all, he had a really positive experience. He got 2 inoculations, his 12-week, along with his microchip. And now I'm going to go register the chip at microchipregistrationcenter.com to make sure he's in the databases. If I ever lose him, I can make sure that I'm going to get him back because I love Bubba. Love Bubba.
Yes. Do we? Yes. He's my best boy. Yes, you are. Ooh, chicken. Oh.